Good morning. So I wanted to chat with you about meeting people or beings where they're at and really touch on that variance thing again. Everything has, I don't know, a volume button. And it's not an on and off switch, but it's a volume button. That's the variance thing. Anyways, when we're meeting somebody where they're at, I know from personal experience that if I tell somebody that's angry to calm down, it pretty much just pisses them off even more. I know if I tell somebody who's really sad to just be happy, it's incredibly frustrating. So there's an element of being resentful and angry in that. And I've also learned that for myself, when I feel that anger or I feel that frustration when somebody else is doing it to me, that it's coming from a place of not being able to do something. I need help getting there. I don't have the skill sets or the tools to go from point A to point B, and I need somebody to help me out and share with me how to get there. So because I needed that, there were a couple of situations. My mom once, after I lost my best friend, was trying so desperately to make me happy, and I got frustrated and I yelled at her. And I remember that because her response was that she didn't know what she was doing. She thought she was doing the right thing by trying to make me happy when I was sad, and I just wasn't capable of doing that. At about the same time, the book The Secret had hit the market, and I guess there's a section in there. I never read it. I hate that book. I hate the way that it affected my life. Bad association with it. There's probably good information in there, but I don't like it. I don't even want to touch it. I just look at that thing and I'm like, because it gave people, I don't know, not bad information, but it didn't hit all aspects of what it needed to hit on. And it left some people burning in hell as a result of that book. So anyways, just saying, good information is good information. Incomplete information can look very bad to some people. So regardless, anyways, The Secret was out at the time, and I was in a very sad place dealing with loss. And I was a negative person, and nobody wanted to be around me. I didn't want to be negative. I very much wanted to be happy. I didn't know how to go from that incredible sadness to an incredibly happy state. People that know how to do that have experience doing that, and they have a certain skill set in their brain where they know the steps to go from point A to point B. I didn't have that. I had to develop that on my own. I had to figure that stuff out on my own. Like, why was I frustrated? So anyways, my answer to those things was, okay, when I am frustrated, when I am angry, when I feel hatred, that is telling me that I have an inability, that there is something in front of me that I do not know how to handle, and that's why I'm frustrated. I need more information. I need to know a step-by-step process to get to where I am going, and during that step-by-step process, I need some sort of validation that it's working, meaning I need to feel just a little bit of happiness in my sadness. Yeah, all of a sudden we're combining emotions. Yeah, amazing. So it's not an on and off switch, it's more like a volume button. So anyways, this is what I came up with, and this is why I love the circle. And like I said, this is just me. This is my deal. So there are 4 questions that I ask myself when I get frustrated. Okay, what is the good in it? What makes it good? And then the next one is, actually, let's talk about sadness first. What is the bad in it? What makes it bad? That's my first question. Okay, my next question is, how can it be good? And then I look for the good in it. And then I say, within that goodness, how can that goodness actually be bad? So I take it a step further where I'm actually looking at the goodness and saying, is that goodness really good? Or can there be some bad stuff that pops up in that goodness? Which helps me to be a little bit more aware. And then I go right back to the other side where I was at, and I say, okay, so within this bad thing, is there some goodness in it that I can, is there a little bit of goodness in what I think is bad? So how do I use it? I guess that's what it is. It's, how is it good? How is it bad? How can I use the bad stuff in a good way? How can I avoid using the good stuff in a bad way? That's it. It's a circle. And I just kind of roll through it. It helps me to become more aware of myself and of other people. It keeps me away from absolutes, that on and off button. It puts me in a volume button, meaning, okay, my sadness is really high right now. There's a little bit of happiness that came in, so now that sadness is dialing down a little bit. So give yourself some time. Be kind with yourself. Don't run away from the hurt, the anger, the frustration. Learn to let those things guide you to where you want to go. And then become so aware of what they are and how they do guide you that you have a great appreciation for them. I think when you can do that, that's when you really have the ability to meet someone where they're at, and you can dial them up or you can dial them down based on what they need at the moment. And you won't be that person that sees it as something that should be this way or it should be that way. You'll see it as an ability to sharpen your skills in dialing up and dialing down. I don't know, kind of self-centered, but I don't know, when you're figuring things out, you got to figure out what works for you first before you can use it on other things. Dogs have really opened up my eyes in regards to that variance thing. They communicate that way, and they respond that way, and they also utilize it as a way to communicate with us, with other canines. I think it's an incredible skill. So figure out, what are you dialing up and what are you dialing down, and are you really meeting them at that sweet honey spot of where they're at? I think that's good stuff. I don't know, up to you.